There are two types of refinances: a rate and term refi, which is where you lower your interest rate and maybe shorten the term of your loan. Then you have a cash out refinance, where you tap into the equity in your house that you've built up. In this video, we're gonna be talking about the cash out refinance, and we're gonna answer the question, is a cash out refinance a good idea? Like I mentioned, there are two types of refinances. The rate and term refi, which is the most common type of refinance, where you're literally just lowering your interest rate, you're trying to save some money, or you're shortening your loan term or potentially extending your loan term, depending on what your current loan is, and you're not touching the equity in your property. A cash out refinance is when you tap into the equity that you've built up over the years that you've been paying down on your mortgage. And the one thing that you have to be aware of is, how are the numbers gonna work out? To me, on a refinance, it's so numbers driven. You have to really understand where your break-even point is, where do you recoup your costs, what type of refinance are you looking at doing? Like I said, on a cash out refinance, there's so many options. You could literally tap into your home equity, put that money towards a college fund for your kids. You could pay off student loan debt that you might have. You could renovate your house. You could take the money out and go invest in other real estate. You could take the money out, put that into the stock market. You could take the money out and just literally blow it on a vacation. So there's so many different ways that you can look at a cash out refi. And the one thing I will say is that not every loan is gonna be the same. So when you look at a refinance, you have to look at your scenario. You can't ask your neighbor what they got in their refi, or your cousin, or your auntie, or your uncle, because everyone's got a different loan balance, a different credit score. The property might be located in a different state. There's so many different things that, as a lender, we're gonna be looking at to determine what your refinance interest rate's gonna be and the loan programs that are available for you. Now, the one thing to look at on a cash out refi is, if you're tapping into that equity, where are you gonna be putting that money? Now, like I said, there's a number of things that you can do. If you're just gonna take the money and blow it, I probably wouldn't recommend doing that, given you might have a hell of a vacation and create some amazing memories, but is that the smartest thing to do if you have maybe a couple $100,000 in equity in your property? Maybe not. Remember, a lot of guys got burned back in the day when the housing market crashed because they were tapping into their home equity. They were just buying all kinds of crap at the end of the day. They were buying cars, jewelry, you name it, going on vacations. They were just splurging as if their house was an ATM. You don't want to treat your house as an ATM. You want to look at it as an investment. So if you can pull that money out and then further either your family, yourself, or start to build some wealth or some other income producing investments, to me, that's a great idea. For example, I took some equity out of my house the other year, and I've been able to utilize that money and put it towards other investments that are now creating passive income for me every single month. So not only was I able to take advantage of the low interest rates the other year, I'm now putting that money to work, where now I'm getting an amazing return on all of my investments. To me, that type of situation is amazing, because you can leverage your house to go create more money for yourself. Now, all the income that I receive off of my investments, I now go splurge, and I can then go on a vacation or go buy a new car or spend money on stupid stuff that I normally wouldn't do. So I think if you're looking at doing a cash out refi, you need to think about and ask yourself, what's the end goal here, right? Is it just pure pleasure, or is there an opportunity that I can take advantage of, that I could take out maybe $50,000, $100,000 out of my house, put that into some sort of investment, and now I can turn it into $200,000, $300,000, or again, create that passive income every single month, to where maybe after a few years, you can quit your day job, and now you can live a life without having to slave over a 9 to 5. You've created your own business and your own income that can replace your day job. So I think there's a lot of things that you can take a look at when it comes to a cash out refinance, and whether or not if it's a good idea for you. And of course, I'm always here for you guys. So if you want to run some numbers, if you got some ideas and say, look, Sean, I've got some equity in my house, I've got a few investments I want to look at, or maybe I want to do a debt consolidation to improve my overall cash flow, we can run those numbers for you guys. Send me an email, let's hop on a call together so I can get a better idea of what you're trying to do, and we can give you a few options and maybe lay out a good game plan that can help you build some wealth, build some income, and get you to a better life. And I love working with you guys and doing that stuff. So I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.